Well, hello everybody. Good morning, sunshine. Hi, my lovelies. Thank you all so much for coming back to the channel. It's Megan, the faithful fibromyalgia warrior, out with my completely nutty dog Birdie, whose newest version of playing fetch is not letting me get the ball and running away from me when I get close. What a surprise. It's all right. I don't really mind. It gives him a chance to get away from the house with me. We're out in the sunshine. This is the same local field. I know you guys have seen video footage of it before, but given the kind of extreme weather we've had here over in the UK, all the grass in the fields is completely like straw or completely gone, like just burned up completely. So, yeah. We are having an interesting summer for sure. So today, I just wanted to make this quick little video because for one, I am super glad to be out here. It's beautiful out. I think it's supposed to be like 25 or 26 today. It's perfect in the sun. It's not too hot. There's a slight breeze, but it's a beautiful, beautiful day to enjoy being outside with my dog. And as you can see, my hair is still a bit wet. I don't, just as a side note, I do not use my hair dryer, especially not during the summer. I find that otherwise my hair gets all dried out and easily breaks. I honestly simply just shampoo it, put in leave-in conditioner, and that's it. I brush it and I leave it because my hair ends up looking the best that way. And it doesn't get damaged, which at being so long now, definitely was a concern. But yeah, you know what, today, as I was, just, sorry about the wobbliness, I'm in motion here. This morning, when I was suddenly becoming super hyper-focused, I was just spending some time reading scripture, talking to God, thanking Him for everything, and praying. And I realized the first thing that I did when I got up this morning my first thought wasn't, oh, let me be thankful for what I have. Let me be grateful for all I have, all of the challenges and all of the victories, because we need to do both, right? Just like with being, whether you're keto, full out, all in carnivore, whether you are zero carb, keto, zero carb, whatever, low carb, somewhere in that, wherever you are in that range, we need to look at our victories, our challenges, and our victories. And my biggest challenge is thinking, oh, I don't look like everybody else. Yes, I've lost a lot of weight, which is great. And yes, my health has improved, but here I am still worried about the C-section apron that I still have over my belly. Now it's almost gone. It's pretty flat, but that was my first worry today. It wasn't even my first thing that I thought about was, God, thank you for giving me life and for the fact I'm awake and I'm going to have food to eat later today. It was, oh, how do I get rid of this sort of C-section apron? And what I mean is, for those of you women out there who have had a C-section, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't, basically, if you've had a C-section, even if you lose all the baby weight, generally what you are left with is kind of a little pouch just above where, I'm assuming that you've had the incision that was crosswise and not up and down. I don't even know if they do up and downs anymore. Mine's like a little smile, and I had that done twice because I have two boys, both C-section. And what it does is it leaves this tiny little lip, and it isn't fat, and it's not even necessarily saggy tissue, although some of it is, right? As you lose weight and it shrinks back, it becomes a bit looser and a little bit more wrinkly. But then you get like this kind of lip, and it looks almost like a little apron, which is why it's called the C-section apron. And that was the first thing I worried about. How do I get rid of it? Why do I even worry about these ridiculous things? And it's almost not there. And the only person who sees it is my husband, or if we're at the beach and I'm in my bikini, yes, I wear a bikini, because hey, if you can, why not, right? I'll go to the beach in my bikini, but even then, nobody else cares anyways. So why am I so worried about it? And I guess what I really just wanted to share with you guys is like, you know what? I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to feel like, well, I don't have a perfectly flat ab yet, or I still have a bit of this slight pouch or overhang. You know what, though? Of all the things I could be worried about in this world, that should be the least of my concerns. And I realized how silly I was to be worried about it. I'm full in carnivore again. I've cut out all dairy. I've cut out almond milk. I keep myself to maybe 1.5 cups of regular coffee a day. Otherwise, it's decaf and it's always black. Nothing in it at all. No sweeteners. I'm really mindful about that. No dairy and all the other stuff I've already cut out anyways. That's enough. And I'm going to just look like me. And even if I always have something a little bit there, just above my pelvic bone, you know what? It's a battle scar. I have had 2 children. I've seen them both my sons grow to adulthood. You know what? It's a battle scar, and it's one to be proud of, not embarrassed of, not ashamed of. And there may be all sorts of ways to, eat and fast, or fast, whatever. There may be ways to tighten the skin up. Fantastic. And there may even be ways to get rid of that slight bulge without surgery. But you know what? I've decided I'm going to stop worrying about it, because it's not worth worrying about. What are my goals, or what are my passions, and what I believe is my purpose, God-given, is, yes, to talk to you guys about what has helped me to improve my health, to get my, not only with losing weight, of course, but importantly, helping with easing my depression, managing my anxiety, with having clear thought in mind, because I'm not dealing with this massive amount of brain fog anymore from my fibromyalgia, learning how to reduce my inflammation. And whilst the pain may be there always, and I may always have some inflammation, I may never be able to fully get rid of it, but I know how to manage it so that my medication's at least effective, so that I can actually get on with my life and do other things with my day, and not constantly be thinking about, oh, I have to get a flatter belly, oh, I have to be, eating less and less and less, and fasting more, and doing all this. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If you're someone who enjoys that and can do it, and do it in a way that is holistic and healing, have at it. I can't, because the truth is, I have a very addictive nature, having to come off of the addictiveness of carbs and sugars, as well as the addictiveness of feeding a bulimic background. It may not seem like it, but being bulimic, because I was for over 30 years, I'm almost 50, right? I started becoming bulimic when I was, 14, 15, and I didn't stop until about 2 years ago. That's a long time. That's almost, 33, 34 years of being bulimic, whether it was actively as in my binging and purging, or whether it was the constant self-doubt and worthlessness that I would feel, the lies I would tell myself, certainly in between my pregnancies, and for a long time before I was pregnant. So it isn't just about the binging and purging, although I've done all that. It wasn't just about the restricting, because that was part of it for me as well. But I realized that now listen, here's the thing, okay? I naturally do 2 meals a day, sometimes 1 meal a day, based on whether or not I'm hungry. I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm satiated. Now, there are people who can do 48 and 72 hours of fasting. That is, if that's good, if that works for them and it helps them, who am I to say no? I've seen YouTube videos. I've seen results. It's fantastic. I can't, because I spent so much of my time, either I was binging and purging or I was anorexically restricting. I can't do that. It triggers too much for me. So, on the whole extended fasting, I don't do it simply because I know and I fully now accept that it isn't right for me. And that's okay. Goodness sakes, I cut out dairy and artificial sweetener and almond milk a week and a half ago. And just doing that alone, I've lost 5 pounds. Now, I only checked today because I wanted to get a good baseline start and just keep track of where I'm at. But I don't weigh myself every day, which for me is a huge victory. I don't measure myself every day, which is also a huge victory. I go by the fact of, sometimes I feel lighter, and I had an extremely long cycle, menstrual cycle this month. It lasted 15 days, people, which unfortunately in my case is a sign of me getting super close to being in menopause. Yeah. Thought I was in menopause. Nope. I thought because my period was like almost 5 weeks late, I'd missed one. No, it's just becoming sporadic and all over the place as I get closer to it. So I'm not there quite yet, but I'm heading there. So 15 days. My last one was 12. I had a couple of weeks in between those two where it was only 2 days. And then, I had a few of I've had a few of 9 days, a couple of 10 days, a few of 8 days, one of 4 days, which I would rather have had, but not to be the case. Anyhow, so that's going on, and that's all changing. And of course, as my hormones change, that also helps make it easier or harder to lose any weight. But more importantly, I've gone down almost 2% of body fat, which is honestly what I was hoping for. I was already at I was almost 24%, which is within healthy for my age and my the fact that I have limited mobility and so forth. And I'm now down, I think it was 1.6% body fat in a week, just by getting rid of that stuff. So, for somebody like me who really does not handle dairy well at all, keep that in mind for those of you who can do dairy, is that it can make body fat hang on to you. Now, some people it won't, but that's just what I've noticed in the past week. But I realized today that, you know what? Ultimately, what I want is my optimal health. To be as lean as I can in a healthy way, so that I have energy, so I have brain clarity, not fog, so that my pain is as minimal as possible, my inflammation is reduced, and in spite of fibromyalgia and arthritis, chronic lower back pain, spinal disc injury, Raynaud's, and IBS, I can live a full life and I can focus on other stuff, right? And not constantly worrying about everything else. And I had to realize that would mean just trusting the path I'm on and following it. Not worrying about whether I'm doing what everyone else might be doing on YouTube or not, whether I'm getting the results they're getting or not. I'm not them. They're not me. And that's okay. So today, guys, whatever you decide to get up to, I hope you're having great weather. If you have a crazy dog like I do, I hope you get to spend some time outdoors with it. And I hope that whatever you do that is working for you, that you keep doing it. That what I share might be encouraging and helpful, but it is not a to-do list. So I've realized I need to stick with, I got that beef and pork mix, and while it's 60% beef, the 40% pork is too much pork for me. It's not agreeing with me too well, because last night for dinner I had strictly some 20% beef with egg yolks, and that felt much better. So I'm learning that I can have maybe 1 or 2 sausages. Anything outside of that is too much pork for me, and that's okay. That's a good thing to know, good something to learn, right? And so I've learned that by trying something different, and that's good. That's okay. So if you can do pork and you enjoy it, do it. If you like seafood, I mean, I don't. I think it's disgusting. But if you can eat it and it works for you, do it. Why not? If you enjoy, chicken and all kinds of poultry, have at it. I don't mind it, but I find it isn't filling, and it just makes me more hungry the more I eat of it, right? So I don't eat it. So for me, at this point, it is strictly beef with some salt and egg yolks and occasionally bacon. That's what works for me. It's worked so far. I'm going to keep rocking it out, and whatever works for you, you do it. Whatever you enjoy, that you can afford, do that, and enjoy what you can. So thank you for joining me first thing this morning. I mean, literally, like I said, my hair is still a bit wet. I just got showered and dressed about 20 minutes ago or so, and the dog was being a pain in the butt, so that's why we're here. But that's it. I don't have any other additional advice to share other than if you're finding that you are feeling still bloated, or you are holding on to weight still, like fat, body fat in particular, you may want to consider giving up artificial sweeteners, because that could be the problem. I know for me, as soon as I gave it up, I already started to feel better. I felt less bloated. Not even so much about carrying body fat for me, but it's just so bad for my gut, for my IBS. So once I gave up, and I don't mean, I don't even drink soda of any kind. I don't drink, sugar-free juices of any kind. I don't drink any sort of sweetener because my body can't handle it. So that meant chewing gum and Tic Tacs and breath mints. I just gave that up, and just brush my teeth a bit more often, and I'll probably have to pack a little travel toothpaste and toothbrush with me when I go out, in case, I do grab myself a decaf or even a regular Americano. I don't necessarily have coffee breath all day, but better than taking all of these mints and chewing gums and things with artificial sweetener. But that's me. If it doesn't bother you and it helps you, go for it, right? Anyways, guys, this started off with me realizing that I have to be true to what works for me, but my focus is got to be, I want my body healthy so I can enjoy the next, I don't know, if I'm anything like my grandma, 50 years of my life, because she lived to 102. So who knows, right? I could have that kind of time left, but I want to enjoy what's left of my life, and have freedom from worrying about all these crappy things. Oh, and I cut out all sauces too, by the way. That made a difference for me as well. Personally, if you can handle it and it's not affecting you and it's helping you, hey, go for it. But right now I'm trying just beef, salt to taste, or red meat with salt to taste, because I'm going to be having lamb chops tomorrow night off the barbecue, with salt to taste, and egg yolks, and some bacon maybe. But that's just me. Do what works for you. I'm just saying, if you notice you seem to be holding on to water, or you're bloated, or even holding on to, belly fat or body fat, you might want to consider, switching up the meat you're having. You may want to give up any sauces you might be adding, like mayonnaise or, any sort of marinades or rubs. Even if they're sugar-free, they could still be causing you issues. And definitely you want to try to give up those artificial sweeteners if possible, right? Because they're probably not doing you any favors. The big culprit I found was just cutting out dairy made a huge difference. So that's just me. But I hope this is helpful. And to be honest, other than not only seeing, you know, some of that body fat go down from my tummy, which I was holding on to that because of the sweeteners and the almond milk and the dairy. But more than that, I was feeling, my joints were feeling super sore and definitely more inflamed than they had for a while. So that's what helped me. So I hope it helps you guys, and feel free to share this with anybody else that you think might benefit. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. Share it with anybody you feel like, because honestly, that's the whole reason I do this, right? Birdie and I think, are heading home now, but I will be back and share with you guys any content I have as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Stay faithful. Keep doing it. It will help. It will help. Any cravings, any challenges, it will pass. It will not last forever. You will feel better, and it's worth it, okay? It is worth it. Yes, you will probably see weight drop, but more importantly, you will see inflammation go down, and the chronic pain, I think you'll find, starts to ease up, at least to the point where your pain medications are actually helping, which is what it was for me. That's it for me, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic Friday, an amazing weekend. Hope you guys have great weather. I know we're supposed to be getting some here in Colchester where I live. Hope you guys get some good weather as well. Talk to you guys soon, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.